What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 58 of The Road to Glory, here with FC United of Manchester. Today is the third update so far this season, our first year in the Premier League. Today we've not got a Premier League game, we've in fact got a League Cup tie. We are going to be playing Norwich City in the fourth round of the League Cup. We won the third round against Sunderland. Last episode was a 0-0 draw against Liverpool away. Not had many fixtures over the last months, but just to cover those that we have had, we first started off the month with a really good start. We got a good 1-0 away win against Cardiff, good 3 points on the board, Shane Barney getting the goal there. We then had to go to Fulham away, which was a little bit disappointing. We went behind after 2 minutes, got a goal after 6 minutes, but then in the dying embers of the game with just 5 minutes left on the clock, Coley Woodrow broke free from the defence for them and grabbed them a goal that won them the match 2-1. So that was a little bit disappointing to lose so late on. Looking at the stats though, we gave them a really good game, and I was pretty pleased with the kind of performance as a whole. Anyway, their last result in the league so far, kind of like in this update, was a 2-2 draw against Tottenham. And Tottenham on this save actually won the Premier League last year. You can see here, they won the league, they finished first in the last season. They've also won the League Cup, the FA Cup a few times in recent past. If I show you history, competitions, they won the Europa League in 2013, FA Cup in 2017 and 2018. They've won the Community Shield in 2017, 2018 and 2019. I mean, overall they've been a very successful domestic kind of team on the save. They also won the League Cup in 2017. So to be honest, they're a force to be reckoned with. And they've won the Champions League as well in 2015. So Tottenham on this save are going pretty strong with David Moyes as their manager. So to get a 2-2 draw against them at White Hart Lane was an absolutely superb result. Looking at the stats, we got completely dominated. However, what we did was we defended as a unit. We actually got a very early lead and then we grabbed a second after 5 minutes, which was really good to see. But we did unfortunately kind of lose our resilience into the second half. They did grab two, however, to draw 2-2 against Tottenham was an absolutely superb result. Barney getting on the score sheet, getting us off to a flyer. That was just it was 24 seconds into the game, that goal, so that was superb. And then we hit them on the break just 4 minutes into the game, right on the kind of break of 4 minutes. Ball pumped up to Weimann, draws in Smalling, and Barney with his explosive pace grabbed his second goal of the game. So that was really good to see. I mean, 2-2 and 2-0 up at this point, I was just thinking, have we scored too early? That's always kind of a worry when you're, I don't know, in this kind of situation. So I switched a little bit more defensively at half-time, and perhaps it nipped us in the bud and kind of came back to bite us. They did grab 2 goals kind of in the second half of the second half, you know, with only a quarter of the game remaining. That said, looking at the stats, they did completely dominate us. We took a few chances that came our way, and all in all I was really proud of the team's performance. You know, we gave a really good account of ourselves in this game. As you can see, we didn't fail to create many opportunities, worked the ball up there nicely. However, they hit us on the counter. A Saidi with an insane ball to Mandzukic, who whipped in the ball for Sandro just to whip it in and just beat our man on the near post. Glenn Stewart potentially at fault for that. But nevertheless, that was an absolutely superb kind of start to the game. And to be honest, 2-2 against Spurs, I would have taken that if you could have offered me that. So in the last 3 league games since you were last here, we've got 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. And we're in 8th. We are in 8th. We've played a few more games than teams around us, but just kind of disregarding that, to see us in this position is really good to see. You know, 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 12 points. It's good. We're playing well. We are playing well, and to be honest, our goal difference isn't as bad as it could be. It's actually exactly break even, which is good to see. Scored 7, conceded 7. So in terms of the defences in the league, we have one of the stronger defences in the league. We're just not scoring that many. I mean, if you look at our actual fixtures, there's not been that many goals in the Premier League. The most we've had was against Tottenham, where we scored 2. But other than that, there's been a lot of 1-1s and 1-0 defeats. So 1-2-1 defeat, which I guess is a little bit out of the ordinary against Fulham. But all in all, defending well, not necessarily scoring kind of scoring a load, but we're doing a good job. On the transfer front, just a little bit of news to tell you about. since the last episode, I've sent Alexis out on loan. He's going to be playing a lot of first-team football for Middlesbrough in the Championship, which is good to see. He's got 2 man of the matches in 3 appearances so far. Really good to see him getting regular first-team football at a club, and it's definitely going to help his development. The lad, he's been here at the club a long time now. He was here when he was 18. This is his 4th year at the club. Sending him out on loan, he isn't going to be first choice. But allowing him to develop in the Championship, really good to see. And Angus Gunn has finally been released. This guy, he was complaining he was unhappy and he wanted to go out on loan. In reality, his contract had expired. I didn't see a need to keep him at the club, so I just released him. He did have a loan spell last season at Accrington Stanley, but no team really wanted to loan him this year. So just release him, get him off the wage budget. We have a good keeper in Peltola, and then we have the backup keepers we need, really. I mean, if I show you, we have Aku Peltola, who can play in goal, a really good solid player, and then we have Robin Schnusenberg, the 20-year-old German keeper, who's a decent backup keeper. So not too worried about allowing Angus Gunn to go out. Today we've got a tough tie against Norwich. Going to be rotating the squad a little bit. It's going to be Garfield Thompson's debut, the Jamaican young lad, 18 years old, only just turned 18 as well. Fantastic prospect, this guy, and this is kind of a good chance for him to give a run out. In fact, I am going to rotate the squad a little bit. We'll just, we'll do some changes, let some other players who perhaps aren't getting loads of first team football to have a start and a run out today. Seems like a pretty decent opportunity to do so, and there's no harm in doing it. So just rotating around the midfield a little bit, giving some alternative names a run out. I want to try and keep as much of the squad happy as I can, which is hard considering the fact that we're in the Premier League this year and I really have to play my strongest 11 all the time. But, I feel as if we're doing a half-decent job of it. On the injury front, just one injury to tell you about, and that is to Paul Thum, who's currently out with a sprained ankle. He's been out for a few weeks with the injury. He's been out for 3 weeks so far, so he's got about another week left out of the game. But when he's back, that'll be beneficial to us. Weimann, playing backup forward, has kind of stepped up to the mark. I brought in Weimann and Ichibi as backup forwards for if Thum and Barney needed a break or got injured, and both players are doing a job for us. But no, we go into today's game against Norwich. Norwich are a pretty successful team on this. I mean, if I just quickly show you their history, I can't show you it from this page. If I just show you, they've been a steady Premier League club for a few years now, so we can't underestimate them. They beat Man U in one of their recent games, and since then they have drawn against Spurs, Fulham. They've got some draws and got some results, so we have to kind of be aware of the threat that they possess, and we can't underestimate them by any means. But anyway, let's get straight into today's game. This is the 4th round of the League Cup as well. I think I mentioned that earlier, but just so you guys know. So I feel as if so far this year things are going really well. The team is performing well. Players have stepped up to the mark. Obviously, I kind of took a risk in not signing new players. We need to defend this. They score from a set piece early on. The reason for commentating this is because it would be nice to go on the League Cup run. At the end of the day, I'm not expecting the lads to go out and get a result against Norwich here. Hence some of the rotation that I've done. It gives me a chance to rest a few players. But if we could go on a cup run, it would be nice. So there's the reason for live comment. Thompson, the Jamaican lad, missing the header there that really led to that goal. But we need to perform a little bit better. Looking at the stats, we're yet to create a shot on target, which is disappointing to see. But this is how kind of we've been playing this year, defending well, not committing too many men to the attack. I'm going to tell the lads they've been unlucky, even though in reality they've not been playing well. Hopefully we can give a better performance in this second half against Norwich. I guess in some ways getting knocked out of this would help me, rather than focusing on the cup run. It gives me a chance to really focus on the league games and I guess, just performing well in them. Looking at it so far this half, we've played a little bit better, but with 10 minutes left, I'm just going to mix things up a little bit. Going to turn down the creative freedom and go a lot more direct and a bit longer and a lot quicker. We've got to get the ball up at the end of the day now. Focus passing. Where's focus passing? I've gone crazy. Focus passing. Through middle. Let's see how we get on here. I'm going to put closing down on whole pitch. We really need to hassle them. 10 minutes left to try and turn around this game. Looking at the stats, it's been a pretty boring game for the spectators and stuff, but 10 minutes left, just mixing things up, not really expecting it to make too big a difference. However, you never know with games like this. 2 minutes left of added time, looking like it's got a boring 1-0 scoreline written all over it. It is a little bit concerning to see us not scoring too many goals, especially in the league. You know, obviously we got 2 against Spurs, but other than that, we've only scored 1 or 2 goals per game. And we've got to look to kind of, I don't know, score a few more, maybe commit a few more men to the attack and be a little bit more ambitious in possession of the ball. We've perhaps got one last chance here. No, ball is wasted. That's surely time. I can only see it getting blown now, and Barney's going to get to it, which he's not. Whistle goes. It's all over. Norwich probably deserved the win on paper, although in reality it was a very poor game. Adani getting the Man of the Match award at centre-back. He's got a lot of Man of the Matches this year. This guy's performed really well for us. Average rating of 8.09 really gives you an idea of how well we have been defending in these games. You know, getting men behind the ball, and then I guess if you don't concede, you can't lose, and that's kind of the mentality I've been going with this year. And I feel as if it's working for us at the moment. You know, we're defending well. A little bit disappointing to lose 1-0 there, but at the end of the day, you've got to look at the positives, and the fact is that we're doing really well in the league, and despite not being able to go on a cup run, the squad is looking good. Up and coming fixtures, we have got quite a compact month. Looking at the fixtures, I think the next live com will probably be Chelsea at home on the 14th, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. Going to have 6 games in the meantime to try and do well, and there's a few winnable games in there, although it's not the easiest set of fixtures. QPR are a pretty successful team on this save as well, but you know, we'll take things as they come. Guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments regarding anything to do with the save or Football Manager in general, let me know and I'll get back to you. And other than that, guys, it's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.